The tool that I've been waiting for that promises to make my guitar builds more accurate and easier has finally arrived. This thing is a game changer, and I'm going to show you why I think you should have it on your workbench. This tool has been out of stock for a while. I've been waiting for it to come back into stock, and it finally arrived, and I'm excited to show you what it is. Now, this video is going to be a combination of an unboxing video, a product review, as well as a live hands-on segment on my messy workbench where I'm going to be showing you exactly what this thing can do. But before we get to that, I want to show you what the tool is. So here it is. This is a neck alignment jig that I purchased off of StewMac from the good folks at Benedetto. Bob Benedetto is a guitar builder, and he's put together this tool to help with getting a neck perfectly aligned with your body every time. This is a tool you probably will wish you had years ago. Unfortunately, I don't think it existed till now. I've been putting together guitars for a while, and I've always been struggling with getting the center line of the neck and body accurate. That is always the biggest challenge. If you're building any kind of guitar, you're eventually going to be challenged with doing the same. So Bob Benedetto has crafted this jig and made it super fast, accurate, and ridiculously easy to find that center line. This is a guitar build I've been working on. This is a typical Telecaster style body. This is a Jimmy Page Dragon sort of homage that I've been working on. If you're buying parts and putting them together, you automatically think that everything will line up, but sometimes they simply don't. I've had that experience in the past where the routing on a guitar body wasn't routed properly and the neck didn't sit right in the pocket, and I only found out at the end of the build, and I could have saved myself a lot of frustrations with that. This alignment is absolutely critical to the playability of your guitar. Otherwise, the guitar will never play right or feel right. So the jig itself is designed to be self-centering, which means you get perfect positioning and repeatable results every single time. But best of all, it's easy to do. There's no mathematics involved. There's no trigonometry. There's no crazy calculations. This will do it all for you. The tool itself is tough. It's lightweight, but it's made of durable aluminum, machined with the slots and the adjustment points here. And it's assembled in the US and backed by the StewMac guarantee. You can get all that information off the StewMac website. Now, this thing is meant to survive decades of shop abuse. So you buy it once and you keep it forever. It handles necks up to 2 5/8 of an inch wide. So this adjustment right over here and here will accommodate wider necks all the way down to the slimmer ones. It makes it very, very practical. And the adjustment pin at the end of it will show you precisely where that center line is. The tool is 26 inches long, so it's perfect for most guitars that you'll be working on. This is one of those tools that you buy and it pays for itself in time saved and accuracy gained. Instead of having me explain to you how the tool works, let's go to my messy workbench so I can show you hands-on how I use this tool on a semi-hollow body guitar. Now, the tool itself is made from milled aluminum. This bar is solid aluminum. It has the Benedetto signature there. It has a little spike screw pin there, and it has 2 adjustable attachment points, and I'll explain to you how they work in a second. You can see they're milled, and in there is a nut that will be able to be loosened with this screw right here. You can just loosen it up, and once it's loose, this can slide, and this will accommodate different thicknesses of necks. Okay, so depending on how thick your neck is, it'll adjust accordingly. And I'll show you how that works on my guitar in a second. You'll also notice that the bottom of the aluminum bar is curved, and that is to accommodate the frets on your guitar, and I'll explain all that in a second as well. The actual length from the tip here all the way down to the little spike on this side is 25.5 inches. So basically it's the scale length of a Fender Stratocaster style guitar. Let's take a guitar and throw this on the guitar so I can show you how it works in action. So for the sake of this video, I'm using this kit build that I started a long time ago, never actually finished. It's a 335 style semi-hollow body guitar. So this is using a Gibson Les Paul scale length of 24.75 inches. Let's take the actual jig, put it on the guitar neck here. We'll just loosen up the screws. Once the jig is flat on your frets and the edge is sitting comfortably against your inside edge of your nut, which is just here. You can't see it because it's covered in tape, but trust me, it's there. I know, I'm the one who glued it in. Then you can go ahead and slide this over and tighten it so these are snug. And you can do the same on the lower ones right over here. Tighten them up so they're snug as well. Once these two attachment points are snug, your little spike here is going to be pointing to your guitar dead center, hopefully, if everything works out. So with these kit guitars, sometimes you'll get surprises because, you know, often the neck pocket is already milled. I've had experiences with guitar kits that are milled crooked. So at the end, this is not sitting where it's supposed to be. So it's a good way to double check your guitar before you get too deep into the build. Now, the interesting thing here, and this is one of the things that I kind of don't like about this jig, this hole and this attachment hole for this spike piece here is placed at 25.5 inches for a Strat. Now this obviously is not a Stratocaster. So I assumed that this hole was in the location for a Gibson style guitar, which is slightly shorter, 24.75. But this spike, the screw spike, is much thicker than this hole. So I can't actually take this and move it there. It wouldn't fit in that hole. So I'm not sure why there's only one hole that is usable on this jig and not two at the different scale lengths. So that has me scratching my head. I don't know what this hole is for. So if anybody can tell me what that hole is supposed to be used for, I'd love to know. One of the things about this this tool is that it doesn't come with any instructions whatsoever. And I thought that was a little odd. I mean, you're spending over $200 for this tool. It should come with some sort of instructions, or at least an instructional video. Maybe they haven't gotten around to it yet. I'm not sure. But that's something that would definitely be helpful for me to better understand the tool and make sure I'm using it appropriately. Now, one of the other things that come into play when you're dealing with a guitar like this with a glued in neck joint is you have to make sure before you actually glue in your neck that it is at the right height, so that when you actually put your bridge there, your bridge is not sitting too high off the guitar body or down too low. And if it's down too low and the strings are still touching the frets, well, you got a problem. So to be able to accommodate the right height here, a jig like this is very useful, because you can actually adjust the height of your little spike screw right over here, so that once it's sitting on the top of your guitar, you know that it's going to be clearing the bridge and it's going to be in an appropriate playing position, so that the bridge is not sitting too high or too low. Now, to be able to figure out what that height needs to be, you can use another guitar as a reference. If you have a Gibson that you love and you find very comfortable, you can take the measurement off of that guitar and you can replicate that height here, so that once your neck is at the right angle before you glue it in, the height here will be the same. Then you can glue it in and be sure that you won't have any issues, okay? If you want to figure out how to calculate all that, there's a lot of information on the internet that will guide you through all of that. It goes beyond the scope of this video because we're really just talking about the tool right now. But if you're interested in learning more about that, all of that information is available on the internet. So overall, I think this tool is going to be very handy. It's going to make things a lot quicker for me and a lot more precise. Now, of course, once you have this point, you will probably want to have like a piece of tape under there. That's what I normally would do. I wouldn't freestyle it like I'm showing you here, but this is just for the sake of this video. I protect the top of the guitar body, otherwise you're going to get scratches and dings. And then mark the center point right there. And from that point onwards, you know exactly where the center point is, okay? So on a Strat, my bridge would want to be pretty much at that point, and that would be sort of the midpoint, and you can adjust it from there. And if you want to set it for a Les Paul style guitar, it would be further frontwards, and that would be the location with my center line where I could calculate the points where I would need to drill my holes for my bridge. So all of that becomes way easier with a jig. Strictly using it as an alignment tool for the neck, I think it's a great lifetime tool. So if you're serious about building or repairing your own guitars and you want your necks to be dead on accurate every time, I think the Benedetto jig is worth every penny. It's definitely something you should check out. If you want to grab one, I think there's a 10% discount being offered on the StewMac website right now. I'll put the link to the tool in the comments below so you know exactly where to get one. As I mentioned, these things have been out of stock. They went really fast the first time around. So if they're still in stock now, you'll want to get one really, really quick before there's no more. Thanks for hanging out with me today. I hope you enjoyed the little messy workbench segment. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and drop your questions in the comments if you have any questions about this tool. I'd love to hear what tools you're using when you're building your guitars. I'd love to know how you do it. If there's anything that can save me time, energy, or frustration, I would definitely love to hear it. Until next time, guys, keep your center line straight, keep your frets level, and make sure your builds turn out right every single time. There's more to come on Addicted to Gear, so please stay tuned.